This is a CBS News special report. I'm Katie Couric at CBS News headquarters in New York. Good afternoon, everyone. The captain of the Maersk Alabama has just arrived back on U.S. soil. Richard Phillips will be getting a hero's welcome in his home state of Vermont. We expect to hear from him in just a moment. Captain Phillips was held by Somali pirates for 5 days, offering himself as a hostage in order to save his crew. Navy SEALs rescued him last Sunday, killing 3 of the pirates. Phillips was flown by charter jet today from Africa to Burlington, Vermont. He spent some private time at the airport with his wife, Andrea, as well as his children. He's got 2 teenage children as well. They were very, very excited to see him, needless to say. Daniel, who is 20, Mariah, who is 19. Later, and by the way, that's his mother, Jenny, who also was on hand for this very special reunion. Later, he'll head home to nearby Underhill, which is all decked out with yellow ribbons and welcome home signs. And we're told that his friends have cooked a special dinner, chicken pot pie. Brownies will be on hand, as well as his favorite beer. Jim Axelrod is at the airport in Burlington as we wait to hear from Captain Phillips. Actually, let's just listen, and then we'll talk to Jim afterwards.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is truly one of the happiest moments of our life, having Richard home. I'm extremely proud of my husband, Richard, for his selfishness, act of bravery. And even though his own humble way, he will tell you he was just doing his job. To our children, Dan and Mariah, I just want to say how proud I was of them. They had been strong, and that had just made me stronger. My heroes here are the commander and crew of the USS Bainbridge and the Navy SEALs who are doing their job to rescue Richard and bring him and the crew of the Alabama home safely. I have always been proud to call myself an American. Today, I'm even prouder. To everyone who has been involved in this, that made this day possible, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Through this past week, having Richard back safe was all that my family and I ever wanted. Our prayers have been answered, and we have a lot of people to thank. We have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and support and prayers from our friends, our fellow workers, and from our community here in Vermont, across our great nation, and even across the world. This is not one of our typical homecomings. And now that Richard's back, I just ask that you give us some time for us to be a family again. Hey, Rich, welcome home. You need your glasses or your piece of paper?
No, I don't need my glasses.
Okay.
Got my glasses. Thank you for coming out here. I just have a few things to say. I don't have much. I just want to thank you for your prayers and support of my family while I was gone. I really appreciate that. I wasn't here to do it, and a lot of people who all mentioned really did that. I am just a bit part in this story. I'm a small part. I'm a seaman doing the best he can, like all the other seamen out there. The first people I want to thank are the SEALs. They're the superheroes. They're the Titans. They're the impossible men doing an impossible job, and they did the impossible with me. And I just want to let you know they are out there. They're everyday people we will not recognize, and I will not divulge, but they did an excellent job, and they saved me. They're at the point of the sword every day doing an impossible job, which we cannot comprehend. Second, the military, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force. I've never been around a better group of young, more dedicated, professional, capable people in my life. I've been on the Boxer and the Bainbridge, all you Bainbridge boys out there, and I really appreciate the time there. I cannot speak enough about the people, the men, the women on those ships, and the dedicated service that they give to us every day. Also the Boxer I was on, and again, you have 2 captains on there, on the Boxer and the Bainbridge, who are the 2 most coolest cucumbers I have ever met, and are doing an admirable job, and they are just proud to be leading the group of people, men and women, that they have out there. I just want to thank them. If you see the military, you can thank them for me. If you're in the airport having a restaurant, they're down the street, thank them. They're doing an impossible job. I would not be here without them. Third, I'd like to thank Maersk, and in particularly Mr. Moeller, for doing everything he's done for me since day one, since this started early in the morning of the 8th. I can't stress enough how much they've done for me, for my family, for my kids, Dan, Mariah, my mother, And I am just impressed to be able to work for a company like that who's done so much for me. And Mr. Moeller, especially for going all out and doing everything for me that he's done. I'd like to thank my community, my fellow Vermonters, for showing support. I guess it was I guess it was an unbelievable outpouring. I appreciate that. I really do. It's really showing, you really show your stuff. For all the support from my fellow Americans, I can't believe this. I'm not a hero. It just floors me about the everything I've read and shown the support that you've done. Also, I want to thank my crew. We did it. I told you it wasn't going to be if, it's going to be when, and we did what we trained to do. We're just seamen. We do the best with what we got, and my crew did an excellent job, and I'm so proud of them that they're all home, and they are with their loved ones. I want to thank my other company, LMS, for everything they've done for me and the opportunities they've given to me. And last of all, my family, Andrea, Mariah, Danny, my mother, Virginia, for the support. They've been there. It's all worth it for them. And again, thank you. I'm not the hero. The military is the hero. Thank them. Thank you.
And you've been listening to Captain Richard Phillips, who's been called Captain Courageous.
Indescribable. Once again, I'm not a hero. The military is. Thank them whenever you see them. The military did it. Thank you. God bless America.
As you can see, responding to the notion that he's a hero in very modest fashion, praising everyone from the Navy SEALs to the military, to his community, his company, his fellow Americans, and of course his family, who had to endure some very nerve-wracking days as his fate was unclear as he was on that lifeboat with 4 Somali pirates. Jim Axelrod is at the airport in Burlington, Vermont. To say he's a local hero, a hometown hero, Jim, is a bit of an understatement, but it seems that the Phillips family really wants to stay out of the spotlight, at least for now.
Katie, he's such a reluctant celebrity. I mean, he's made it clear, his family's made it clear, all the family spokesmen have made it clear that what he really wants to do is have some privacy, have a brownie, some pot pie, maybe a couple of beers, and just sort of absorb himself back into life here. He is calling himself a bit player in this drama that's unfolded in the last couple of weeks, and he's really the central core character, a regular guy who showed the most uncommon courage, and he's getting off the plane talking about how he's just a bit player. Really remarkable, Katie.
Do you think he'll come out and talk about his ordeal at some point? I know that Congress is interested in actually interviewing him and other members of the crew so they can figure out how to get a handle on this pirate situation off the coast of Somalia. But do you think he'll be telling his story soon, Jim?
I do, Katie. I think not only are there sort of the official questions that all of the defense and government people want to ask him, but there's, a heck of a story here to be told. And already there's all the agents circling and a lot of people who want a piece of him. He has said, you know what, I'm going to take some time, maybe till Tuesday or Wednesday, till he even starts thinking about all the various people who'd like to hear what he has to say. I think it's a question of when and not if he talks. Right now, this guy wants to pull the shades on his windows and sit in his living room with his family.
And as you said earlier, it was a very moving scene, Jim, when his daughter Mariah sprinted right towards that airplane so she could see her father.
Yeah, they all sort of walked out, and they're making their way to the plane, and then all of a sudden you saw his daughter just take off, dead sprint right up the stairs, and the whole thing just spoke of, where's my dad? Where's my dad? And when they came off the plane, he had his arms around her, and all the way walking back in, they never separated. It was incredibly moving thing to watch, Katie.
All right, Jim Axelrod in Burlington. Jim, thanks so much. We're going to have much more about the return of Captain Phillips on tonight's CBS Evening News. I'm Katie Couric in New York. I'll see you again soon.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.